friends, individual that he had known for a long time, known from college, and his name was Justin. Super nice guy. Got to hang out with him the whole wedding week. Got to know him well, and so fast forward to about 2 years ago, I order something off of Simon's website, and I get this nice personal email from this Justin with this picture. I'm thinking, I know that I've seen this person before. Why do I know this person? And then it hit me, and I said, that's Justin from the wedding. And so Simon, his company is not that big because their purpose is to inspire. They do different things. He has team members that are throughout the United States in a couple of different locations, and one is in Texas. And Justin is actually the supervisor for all of distribution for Simon Sinek's company. So I reach out and I say, Justin, this is Jared. Remember, we were in our friend Will's wedding, and he said, I remember, yes. And I had been visiting our mutual friend just a few months before, and he was telling me, yeah, Justin got this job in Texas, and he loves it. Says the whole company is amazing, and this is what they do. And it was just so refreshing to hear, here's a leader that's truly, truly living at and living his purpose. And he chooses that each and every day to connect his why, to inspire, to take action, to make that choice. And you see the other piece, we don't learn much when everything goes right. We learn the most when things go wrong. And so it's our choice to look and say, wow, I woke up today, this snow is wrong. It is not what I wanted to encounter on my way to work. Or, this is interesting. What can we do with this? What opportunities is it going to provide? And we have that at multiple moments in our life. And so live to be inspired and go with that mindset and inspire others to live. Okay? Are you doing that? Are you waking up each day and saying, here's another day that I get to fully live? What can I do with it? How can I inspire? And how can I be open to being inspired? So who's done that? Who's had that mentality? Who's worked on that? Anybody want to share? You look really excited to share, Jake. He's like, please somebody say something. No, this is awesome.
I've been working with Jared for a couple of years now, as he said, and he challenged me to figure out my why, and it took me a lot longer than I thought it would. I worked in healthcare for 8 years, from interventional radiology to cath lab, and I had to reflect and decide, why do I do what I do? And it kind of just clicked that it's to help people all the time, not just, the people that need it now, but the people that are going to need it in the future as well. So in healthcare, I think that's why everybody gets into it initially. But you get into a role like leadership, and then you kind of go away from actually helping the patients directly, and now you're helping people help other people. So, if I can inspire somebody else to live and have my same kind of why as a supervisor, then it kind of has a compounding effect. So it's been difficult, but Jared does a great job prepping people for that.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake. I didn't prompt him, so that was excellent. Thank you. And Jake loves to speak in front of people, right? Yeah, he's doing outstanding. So path to live every day, and I love these graphics, these images, because there's multiple choices, and as I was researching, to be able to see this one is really representative of what we're talking about. And you can choose, and the path that you choose, sort of like that butterfly effect that we know, and the course that it takes us, and the opportunities that it opens to us. You never know. But it's pretty awesome, and I can tell you that from experience, and I can tell you that from researching and working with people that live with this same mindset, that choose each day to say, how am I going to live to be inspired and inspire others to live today, and where it actually takes you. So you might say, well, that's great, Jared, but what have you endured throughout your career, your life, that's been hard, that's been tough? What feedback have you gotten? So here's just a few of the things. So this happened. I love my father and my mother. Anybody that knows my father, which I don't think anybody in here does, but he's a very, very tough individual. And so that was great. He was very tough on me. He made sure I knew what was considered a hard day's work and what wasn't. And so as I started my senior year of high school, he said, I wish I could help you. He did not have a college degree. He did grow up very poor, and his mother, left his family when he was 5 years old, and he had two sisters and a brother who were all older. And so they helped raise him while his dad did everything that they could, my grandfather, to support and make sure that they had food on the table. Not much more, but that was it. And so he joined the Air Force, and he said, while I know this isn't going to be extravagant, I know it's going to be steady income, and I want to be able to give more to my family than what they gave to me. And than what he got from his dad, even though he appreciated everything his dad got, but he said, I want to be able to give more. And so he did that through the lessons and through teaching me that each day is a choice, and I own that, and I'm accountable to that. So this was hard, and I could see some people looking at this and saying, wow, how mean, but it was one of the coolest things he ever did for me. Is as I was entering senior year, he said, I don't know how this college thing works. I never experienced it. You're doing pretty good in school, so you may have those opportunities. If I can help, great, but I certainly don't have money to help you with that. And he said, I support you, but I also want you to know you can't live here anymore. When you are done, you're out. And he said, I just want to be clear. And I thought, wow, don't sugarcoat it, but I wouldn't expect any different from my father. And it's so interesting the way people change. He was very much like that with me. I have a younger brother that's 5 years younger that he said, hey, I figured this college thing out through your brother. I can help you, and you can live here. And I'm like, whoa! But we're two different people. And my father knew that, and it helped so much. And so I had to figure it out. I had to figure out what I want to do, because I worked at the time with a lot of people that were in college, and they would tell me about these student loans, and they'd tell me all their debt. I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so I made the choice to join the military, but being very intentional, having a plan, having goals. And I said, I'm going to go in. And, people said, why are you in? I'm in to serve my country. I'm in because of this. I said, I'm in to get college paid for. I knew that. I said, I get to serve my country. That's great. But this is a really awesome opportunity that they're going to invest in me if I invest in them. And so I went in and I said, I'm going to be in 6 years, and I'm going to get the most out of what I do. And they said, here's your options that you can go in for a career field. And I knew nothing about computers. Computers weren't in every household at that time. And so it wasn't something I had been exposed to, but I thought, well, that sounds pretty good. I'm not passionate about it, but I'll jump into that and we'll see what I can do and where I can decide to go from there. So I went into computers, and I knew I wanted to work with people more than anything. And so as soon as I was available to do a special duty assignment, which was just at my 2-year mark of being in, and I'd already started college because I knew, okay, within 6 years, I want to get done with my bachelor's. I'm going to take this GI Bill that they've allowed me to invest just a little bit of money in, and they can get back, and I'm going to do my master's when I get out. And I said, but I'm not loving this computer thing. What can I do? So I could show up each day and say, I'm not passionate about this. It's okay. Or I could make a change. And so I was researching, and I found a special duty to be an instructor for the career field. And I said, well, I love working with people. I'm going to jump at that. And boy, they needed them. And so they got a hold of me real quick and said, you're interested? And I'm like, yes, but that was really quick. So, it makes you wonder. But I went and I finished out my career being an instructor, teaching people in the military how to learn the trade of computers. And so I made that choice, and I finished my degree, and I got out when I said I was going to, and then I went right into my master's and got to do it all debt-free. Did it mean that I didn't have to put in a lot of work? Did it mean that I wasn't on call 24/7? That I had to go through deployment process, those different things? Yeah, I had to do all that. But that was a choice, and I owned it, and I owned each day, and I loved it. Being happy is great, but it doesn't help you land the plane. So that's what an individual that was an executive in an organization that I worked in told one of my leaders about me when I was in a leadership role. He said, that guy is way too happy to truly be able to get things done. He lives in a fairy tale world. Thankfully, I had a great leader at that point that said, well, he delivers on results over and over and over again. So maybe next time before you give your opinion, you should research and find out, what the results are. And it's there, it's there in the evidence. And this isn't to say I'm going to toot my own horn. I just want to show you the path. And I want you to start asking other people, if you see it and you see their level of happiness and their level of living each day. Hey, what's different? What do you connect to? What's your purpose? What's your love? Where does that joy come from? And so that individual said, he lives in a fairy tale world. No, I just choose to live each day, to take those actions, to work hard, which came from, being pushed by my father. You'll only ever be a trainer. I love that one. So I had somebody that mentored me for about 2 years that I looked up to, thought the world of. And one day, unfortunately, found out that he still invested in me, but he didn't feel that same, connection. And had said, you're great at that, but you're not going to be anything more than that. And I thought, wow, okay, well, that's his choice. But those are just words. That's his opinion. I get to choose what I do. Does it take work? Does it take effort? Yeah, you bet. But come on, I got my dad telling me the day I graduate, I'm out of the house. I got to figure it out. I figured it out before. And then you're too young to do that. I've heard that so many times. I was the youngest instructor by far when I walked into that schoolhouse in the military. They said, what are you doing here? And I remember my leader, she was a civilian and she was close to retirement. She said, I better not find you sleeping in the bathroom stalls during your classes. I just met her. I thought, what? And then I quickly realized that there was someone prior to me that was younger, and so she had looked at the age and he had slept in the bathroom stalls. I quickly changed that notion, though, when people started to realize, okay, he's taking this serious. He's doing the work for it. And so most of these happened when I was in the military. A few of these came afterwards. And while all this happened, another significant event happened in my life in August of 2005, August 29, 2005.